These protests are not really just about ICE. They are a coordinated effort to recruit as many people and different types of groups that may have different ideas, but they all share a common goal: destroying the West, democracy, our country. This is the fundamentalist threat playing out
in an entirely different part of the world. So, you know, go recruit your sons and daughters, put them into the military to die. The United States has spent $8 trillion fighting and policing in the Middle East. Thousands of our great soldiers have died or been badly wounded. Millions of people have died on the other side. Going into the Middle East is the worst decision ever made. I don't know if you know the meme, right-wingers, but there's always a tweet. And when it comes to Trump, there's always a tweet. Basically every single thing that he hated that Obama ever did, he at one point or another, he himself has done. And then while he's doing it, you can just look back to, oh yeah, this is what he was fucking screaming about when Obama was doing it. But that was Obama. Obama's evil.
Lady
Thank
is back.
Chairman,
She
I would
recognizes
ask
Mr.
unanimous
Ocasio-Cortez from New York.
Ocasio-Cortez.
That was some kind of bingo going on over there. I don't know what's going on. Anyways.
Oh, I know what's going on. Thank you.
Thank you to the witnesses.
Is that Marjorie Taylor Greene? Just always in the corner by herself. I had to be here to make sure I kept you from spreading the transgender agenda. We all know what you're going to be doing.
For coming here today. I apologize for the treatment that the four of you have been subjected to. And Governor Walz, I just have to say, I know you're getting a lot of grief from the majority here, but you know, we are talking about individuals who have cheered on an individual who issued a Nazi salute from behind the presidential seal of the United States of America, who have cheered on the
I'm surprised MTG didn't just shout out there. You know, like, excuse me, it was a Roman salute. Okay, I take offense to the characterization.
Pardoning of individuals who attacked the United States Capitol and flew a Nazi flag and the flag of the Confederacy, traitors to the United States, sworn enemies of the United States of America, through the capital of this nation. And now they want to act offended because someone has the courage to say, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck. So I want to thank you for not wavering.
I take offense to that as well. I am not, in fact, a duck. I am a human female, biological female, not duck.
To their bullying, which is unconscionable and sad to see. So I just wanted to let you know that, Governor. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
To the three of you, Governor Walz, Governor Pritzker, and Governor Hochul, you three have each sworn an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America, correct? I'll start with you.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
And I imagine that also includes the Fourth and Fifth Amendment protections for due process and the rule of law.
It does.
Sure does.
Yes.
And that means protecting your people in your states, U.S. citizens and every individual, because that is what makes America great, that we are a land of the free and of rule of law, to protect them from infringements of their civil liberties, correct? Now, what we are seeing is a pattern where ICE is breaking the law. We have the detention of a U.S. citizen who has been detained by immigration officials. We have ICE here that has also blamed and arrested U.S. citizens for being simply suspected of being an immigrant, largely because of their appearance. In January, a Chicago-based U.S.-born citizen, Julio Noriega, was arrested by ICE and held in custody for over 10 hours. In April, a Florida highway patrol officer pulled over Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez, a United States-born citizen, and arrested him on suspicion of being in the country illegally. He had his real ID, his social security card, his mother presented his birth certificate, and they still didn't let him go. In May, U.S. citizen Leonardo Garcia Venegas was filming an ICE raid. He was arrested by ICE. In May, a veteran and U.S. citizen who is Puerto Rican, was detained.
Apparently, Chris Cuomo is choosing now to attack AOC and Bernie Sanders for not supporting Israel in its war with Iran. Are you serious?
Where are you, Representative? You are usually desperate for attention. Why so quiet? Are you worried your fellow socialists who don't think Israel has a right to exist will be upset if you speak truth about Iran being an absolute enemy? If you're a feminist, how do you not decry the fact that Iran would jail you for how you speak, for how...
It's kind of a tell. I mean, if you're fantasizing about that shit, right? Yeah, they would put you in prison for being a woman, for having opinions. Definitely something I'm against. Would not advocate for. Yeah, no, that's true. I hear the same thing about, like, hey, by the way, if you're pansexual or you're bisexual, you know they'd stone you to death as soon as you went to Gaza, right? I'd be a lot more worried about just being bombed, to be honest, by Israel. Think the people who are doing the mass slaughter of the gays over there happen to be Israel. You know, that seems to be a big problem. But also just, I don't know, preemptively wanting to attack a nation that's never attacked you based on that you want to do it because feminism, when you don't care about feminism, you know, when you were kind of running cover for your brother who was this like prolific sex pest who had to resign in disgrace. Like, I don't think that's an issue that really concerns you. I would say this is concern trolling, you know, like he's trying to basically pretend as if he actually cares about this. But really, he's just fantasizing about the things that he wants to do to actual women. Women with opinions, education, capable of doing the maths? No, those are witches. We should be burning them and drowning them until they confess. At which point, when they confess, we burn them. Yeah, so you drown them first and then torture them until they confess. And then when they confess, you can burn them at the stake.
How you dress, that they would slaughter your LGBTQ plus constituents.
Oof, yeah, he really had to work his way through getting there. LGBTQ plus. Yeah, the people you care about. Yeah, what do you think they'll do to them if they're over there? Again, I mean, I would be, if I was in Tehran, probably a lot more concerned about whether or not Israel was going to bomb me or Donald Trump was going to bomb me. I don't think the average citizen, you know, who's trying to live their day to day are actively just like, I can't wait till some American gays come over here because then I can kill them, you know, Muslim style. So let's just really hope they arrive and then we can slaughter them. Any day now, they'll start arriving here and we kill them because, yeah, they're demons.
Now is not the time for silence or acquiescence, nor certainly any perverse obeisance to a terror organization again.
What are you talking about? And why are you talking like that? Obeisance? Perverse attention?
Even Senator Bernie Sanders, I'm surprised, calling Israel's attack illegal, says it hurts negotiations. What negotiations? Isn't he on the Senate?
So I guess he was just always like this, and then he had to just play nice for CNN back when he was on mainstream media, you know? He was doing a lot of weird shit, like, but he was more known for silliness. I kind of recall that it was kind of like he was like America's newscaster that got COVID and had to go live underground to keep his family safe, and then you know, rise and be like, it was so difficult to be down there. You know, I had to watch so much porn. I mean, I built what people are calling a goon cave. Yeah, and it was really intense, like all that kind of shit. Turns out like he wasn't actually sick at the time of the footage that was coming out. They kind of just, he had done a reenactment, I think, but didn't tell anyone about the reenact. Like, he did get COVID, that part was true, but he wasn't filming like the worst of it. He was more just building in the Goon Cave or something. I can't remember entirely. The details are fuzzy. Don't quote me on that. But it's just funny he's gone from that to being like, why don't you want to kill a whole bunch of Iranian children? Why don't you want to see the streets flow with their blood? What's wrong with you? Why don't you just want to drop a bunch more bombs on densely populated civilian areas? Have you seen how effective it can be for children in Gaza? They're having a horrible time. Why don't you want that? Why are you trying to stop this from happening? What's wrong with you?
Senate Foreign Relations Committee? You really think Iran is going to ever let people check their abilities? They are, I know, you know, the senator knows this, but he's not living it with his
this is all just victim, like looking for the perfect victim. He's doing the exact same, except for nations now. But it's just basically preemptively like, what? Do you think they're good people? They're terrible people. They're the worst people. They honestly, they want to oppress women. They want to jail them. They persecute LGBTQ plus people. That's bad too, right? And honestly, they're not good. They're just terrible, horrible humans that actually deserve to be bombed to death.
Politics. They want to kill Bernie as a Jew, as an American. Telling.
Oh, he went there. Don't know if anyone knows this, but there is a very large Jewish population that still resides within Iran. Approximately 9,100 Jewish people live in Iran. Now, that's not to say that I'm saying that there's absolutely not going to be any difficulty for being Jewish in that part of the world or being Jewish in any part of the world. I'm trying to say that right now, but to imply simply that they want to kill Bernie Sanders now because he is Jewish, just out of nowhere. I mean, he's just trying to cover all bases, I guess. But I never used to think of Chris as like being like, I guess he is on News Nation, just like a far right extremist and this war hungry.
On you, these protests are not really just about ICE. They are a coordinated effort to recruit as many people and different types of groups that may have different ideas, but they all share a common goal.
Oh, everything is getting tied together. This is neat. You know, it's kind of like how post 9/11, when the United States originally went to war with Afghanistan, and, you know, the illegal invasion of Afghanistan, thinking that they were doing it, you know, because Osama bin Laden was supposed to be there and he'd orchestrated 9/11. So this was going to be a way of getting revenge. And they just obviously caused a whole bunch of tragedy and war crimes, mass starvation and destabilization and kind of stuff. But then they wanted to sell everyone on the idea that actually Saddam Hussein was somehow involved. He might be besties with Osama bin Laden. They could be actually best friends. And Saddam Hussein might have weapons of mass destruction, which means that if you don't stop the weapons of mass destruction, aka do a full-scale invasion of a very area that is also heavily militarized with a lot of weaponry that came from the United States previously, this could be bad. Could result in a lot of dead Americans and tons, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dead civilians, dead Iraqis. Yeah, but it's all connected. All the bad guys work in tandem. That's why we have to say all of them all at the same time. I can't just tell you about Hamas. I have to tell you about Hezbollah. I have to tell you about MS-13. I have to tell you about Al-Qaeda. I just have to bring them all into your brain at the same time. So you're like, oh, the bad things. Yes, the bad things. The bad people. Yes, not even people, really. Monsters. Monsters on this earth. But hey, if we just bomb the fuck out of their kids, kill a lot of their kids, then we'll stop the monsters. That's how you defeat the monsters.
Destroying the West, democracy, our country. This is the fundamentalist threat playing out
in an entirely different part of the world. So, you know, go recruit your sons and daughters, them into the military to die.
Don't let this happen to you. Go to serfscoffee.com to order the only end-to-end owned indigenous coffee company that delivers blood-free, conflict-free, and cruelty-free beans right to your door. 0% of people who drink serfscoffee.com have exploded spontaneously. By ordering right now, you get 10% off plus free shipping, and it's the best way to enjoy delicious coffee while not exploding. That's serfscoffee.com, serfscoffee.com.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This video wouldn't be at all possible without the financial support of all the people whose names you see on the screen right now. And if you want to unlock secret bonus episodes, content that we can't post anywhere else, or get the videos early before anyone else gets to see them, please go on to patreon.com/theserfs. For as little as $1, you can help support this channel and help make more videos like this possible. Our executive producers are Anna Loves Riley, Adrian McCarthy, Bobby Lasers, Cheryl Alvarez, Comrade Junkie, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Garrett Sandoval, Hagbard Celine, Jimmy Sombrero, Multimondi, Omni, Political Papi, Preston Kroll, Quiet 185, Richard Boehm, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Cernicus, Stellar Gwyn, Sebastian Demel, Tigwick, Trav, and Words Greenwood. And also, it wouldn't be possible without all the names you see on the screen right now. Again, if you want to help produce this content, it's only made possible through the funding of our patrons. Head on down to patreon.com/theserfs. That's patreon.com/theserfs.